What's up, Internet? We are here once again in the town with my Animal Crossing life. It's currently 9 p.m. at January 18th, 2019, and we have got to go in and make sure that no ships run aground as we activate the magical lighthouse of destiny for our lazy mayor who's on vacation right now. And this is one of the few actual tasks the mayor ever has, apparently, so we never actually see him do it. Who knows, maybe he has a remote control he does from his desk at the post office or wherever he lives. You know, there's lots of mysteries surrounding the mayor. He's never in town outside of special events, but there we've now saved the many ships of Animal Crossing from crashing aground. And, well, now we're just going to have a relaxing little bit of time. Seeing as it's after 9 already, there's not a lot that we can do as most animals will be asleep. But at the same time, that also means that we can just have a nice chill time without having to worry too much about trying to do too much too quickly. Which is also good. There's a snowball in here, which means we can kind of figure out where we need to go after that for the other one. But at the same time, you know, it's right next to the river, so I'm not too confident in it being somewhere where we can actually go and get it without knocking it immediately into the water, killing everything, and murdering our potential new snow buddy. Hey, we got some more points from the HRA. That's kind of nice. Because eventually we do need to have like a high HRA score to get some HRA points and stuff and things. Alright, I think we still need to get rid of the Terra wing. Although we might have to get rid of the other one, not the one we have. I don't think she was down there a second ago. She's magic and a serial killer. That's a scary combination of things. It is snowing, which means we get more joyrides tomorrow, hopefully. So that's nice. And our little fruit tree is growing. Hey, an igloo. Who's running the igloo today? It's Biscuit. But I don't think Biscuit's going to be the best person to try and win some igloo prizes from, so we'll ignore him. Really want to wait for someone who's really nice. Like Liz. Liz would be a good person to try and win some prizes from. Gembet, of course, because, you know, we clearly showed how awesome she was at giving prizes the other day. Which is a lot of awesome. Hey, we got some money. And if we're lucky, we might be able to make a payment on our house. That'd be pretty nice. I think Red shows up tomorrow. I think it was the 19th he said he would show up, so that's also kind of cool. Hey, Blithers. I'm here to make some donations to help support the arts, just as you can by checking out my Patreon. Now then, do you have this Terra wing? Because I think you have everything else. Yes, you do. Alright, well that means more money from me and my awesome house payments. But at least I'm trying to make this place an awesome place. Also, hi voices. Alright, Blithers. I get it. I wish you could just skip the whole, having to go through him to analyze fossils, or the museum, and also having to go through, you've already donated this speech, because it's genuinely just feels better just to go through him and make sure, but it's so slow at the same time. Alright, pick this up, pick up some stuff. Might see a coelacanth. If we can, we'll try and catch that. That'd be a cool thing to donate to the museum. That's a sea bass. We need less bass guitars. that's a sea bass. That's all the shells we can pick up for now. I mean, I'm just glad we got on before I forgot to do the lighthouse. I mean, I know I'm supposed to do this every day, and I intend to, but I've been having kind of a whacked out sleep schedule recently, so I've been setting my alarm just to make sure it's like, okay, 8:30, right, I gotta do this later. So let's not like take a nap or anything to try and fix my sleep schedule or anything. Alright, Nook, let's sell some stuff. I want to keep my skull shirt, but you can have all this stuff. $12,000 bells, that's almost enough for a house payment. I'd have to really wreck the money rock in order to not get a house payment now. Also, that octopus, the octopus on the letter looks like the one from the Octopus Game & Watch game. Which would now be more famous because Mr. Game & Watch, as it does his final smash or whatever. But all things come back to Nintendo, because of course they do, it's their game. What plant is that? I'm genuinely curious. Mostly because I wanted to say that's not what that plant looks like and make fun of the game for being wrong. Actually, that doesn't look dissimilar to a rubber tree, although they don't tend to have bright leaves like that. They tend to be darker leaves. Usually dark green surrounded by red. Or another darker green. Yep, balls deserve to be in the garbage because ball physics in Animal Crossing is terrible, as established. And I think we've got this backyard for this house done, so I guess next would be this house. Plant that there. Plant that here. I'm not sure if flowers counteract all weeds in town or just the ones in the same acre, but eventually we're going to try and like spread out and plant flowers in every acre, so it's not going to be a big deal either way, but you know, I figured I'd start with the houses because, you know. Alright, we got a pill bug, that's nice. I really don't like that snowball's right next to water like that. Oh, there it goes. I don't think there was anything we could have done. I think if we exit and enter a house, it'll respawn them, so we might as well. Hey, there's Caesar. A guy I aspire to never have to talk to, because he's kind of a jerk. Alright. So maybe we'll find a snowball in a better place now. But I'm not wildly optimistic about it. I'm kind of concerned to the fact we might not ever see another snowball again. I'll never ever get to finish my snowman set, even though we only have like 3 pieces of it. And truly, that would be sad because the snowman set's worth a lot of points at the HRA. I'm just gonna shake all the trees. There's a digging spot. And we got ourselves another fossil for tomorrow. Probably something we've already given the museum, but it's more money for us, so we're not going to complain about it. It's going to help us pay off our house. So, thank you, Dinosaur, for dying. You're allowing us to make house payments a little easier. Actually, if you can build a full dinosaur in your house, that's worth a lot of HRA points too as well, but yeah, opposite problem is that it takes up a huge amount of space for not a lot of payoff. In terms of points anyway, just because most dinosaurs are like 3 tiles at least, and they tend to be like just big, so they're a little bit awkward to work with. And of course, because the HRA has rules against just allowing stuff to sit around with no access to it, even if it's not a utilitarian thing, because it takes up so many spaces, it's actually kind of a pain in the ass to try and make it work. You basically have to free up an entire side of your house just for a few points, so it might not be worth it, honestly. It depends on how you lay your house out, which I have to eventually get back to figuring out, because I'm still not sure what I'm doing with my house. I'm just collecting a bunch of stuff that I like. Alright, well, that's a house payment right there. That's nice. That means we can start shaking trees to try and catch bees. Alright. Well, at least we didn't screw up the money rock today. I do not aspire to screw up the money rock, but I've done it so many times. And we should try and get rid of at least 2 more of these. Just because I know we're going to need that space for more fossils. Get rid of this one too. And I think we will equip ourselves our gold shovel. And maybe we'll find some bees we can sell. Although I'm half tempted to just keep the bees in our house for the extra points for the HRA, honestly. Now there's a snowball. And I don't recall it being there last time we walked by. Problem is we have to find the other one still. Snowmen are such Mr. Picky Pantses. If you don't do it just right, you get nothing. And it's like, why did I bother? I'm having to interact with ball physics in Animal Crossing. I want a prize for that. And there's the golden spot. Alright, you know what? We're gonna roll the dice here. Because I know Crazy Red's gonna be here anyway. I don't think we want to make a house payment just yet. So we're gonna see if we can make some money. Or waste a lot of money. But there's nothing close to this tree. It's got room to grow. So we're gonna see if we can make a lot of bells. Oh my god, I just murdered a snowman. I didn't even know you could do that. That's equal parts horrifying and fascinating. I'm still learning things about this game. Also, I really hope that bell tree grows. That was half our money. It would be sad to lose 30,000 bells for nothing. Right, bell trees are kind of 50-50. All trees are kind of 50-50. You know, the real scary thing is eventually I am going to have to try and do like the perfect town nonsense, which I don't ever really want to do. Anything lost? Alright, so there's something we can have. Although it's honestly just faster to walk in and go through this guy's spiel. Hey, a wallpaper. Yes, that is very much my regal wall. And I'm probably going to just turn around and sell, because why not? Actually, I think the regal set is one of the nicer sets in the game. So that could be useful later if we try to actually build up a house with a design that I don't hate, but you know, we can always buy stuff like this back from Nook later, so I'm not really too torn up about holding on to it. How much space do we have left? Oh, that's all our space, huh? We got 2 more spots. Alright, well, let's fill our pockets and go back to Nook. Oh, there's a weed. Let's pluck that. To the raccoon's hiding spot. Centralized location of all raccoon-themed crime in all of Animal Crossing, which is basically all crime. Outside of when Cody Brainfart decides to cheat at Igloo games. Damn that Cody Brainfart. He's so mean. Now the problem with making a perfect town, because I was talking about that a few seconds ago, is the hints it gives is incredibly vague. And even if you understand what the hints mean, it's still based entirely around growing trees and cutting other trees down. And of course, it takes several days before your tree grows and it'll actually count. So even if you plant the tree in the right place, you're not guaranteed that it's going to grow. And you don't know if you planted it in the right place until, you know, after it's grown fully. And even then, you don't necessarily know if that's true, because the end result could be, well, you put one tree in the right place, but there's so many in the wrong places, or there's too many, that it's not going to matter much. So it's all just so incredibly vague and just time-consuming. And then, of course, the moment one weed grows in the wrong place, your entire setup is basically screwed and you have to try again. And, of course, you have to have it perfect for 2 weeks straight without any problems. It's just really easy for any small, completely insignificant action to completely screw it up, and it's really hard to tell what went wrong, why, and how to fix it. And even if you do, you have to wait another 2 weeks before you can even try and succeed. And it's dumb. And that's why later on in Animal Crossing they decided just to give you a dumb trade quest. To give you the magical golden axe of destiny, because trying to have a perfect town for 2 weeks sucks. Oh crap. Okay, this is where we want to be. Now I think it's going to come from like the lower left corner. There we go. Ooh, that is luckier than we've been all week. Alright, we got ourselves a bee. Heard some bells dropped somewhere. There they are. Like, here's a great spot right here. This acres assessment might be that there's too many gaps, not enough trees, but also it's too shaded and too many trees. And what that means is, well, there's too many trees and they're not spaced out properly. But there's also way too many trees to clump together, but which I guess means the same thing. But they kind of attack you from both ends, and they give you the exact same assessment at the same time. And it's just unclear what you need to do, how to approach it, and what the best solution would be. And that's ignoring, you know, the randomness of trying to actually get trees to grow in this game. Which is why if you're going for a golden axe, it's better just to go through, like, Tom Nook and go through a password, because I'm pretty sure there is a password for it. There's a password for almost everything except for the really fun NES games that you need an action replay for, as well as the dummy. Doesn't have a code either, which is kind of a shame. Because that's the best item. That's not an NES game that you can't have without a cheating device. Oh, I really need to pick up an action replay for the GameCube just so I can play those games on here. I want to play Legend of Zelda. I want to see if Ice Climbers is in fact the North American Ice Climbers where they censored it, or the kind of offensive Japanese one where you're clubbing seals. Because, for whatever reason, Nintendo of Japan is kind of weird like that. Actually, I just did a video about that on Pirate Gaming. on my YouTube channel, which you should go check out if you want to see that. But yeah, there's some weird changes to Ice Climbers because the initial design of Ice Climbers was a little kind of offensive. I want to experience the original Mario Bros. Even though it's not that interesting a game. I want to play Super Mario Brothers. I want to play Legend of Zelda because that's clearly the best one. Is that a coelacanth? No, it's a sea bass. Stop being the only sea fish around this time, sea bass. Stop being in every Animal Crossing game. You are the garbage fish of every game. Except I hear they made one that's even more garbage than you, but still, stop it. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I want to play some Mischief Makers now. You gotta shake everything in that game, but it was fun. Really hard, Hey, there's a piece of furniture. Really hard, special winter sports day. A phonograph. I do not need a phonograph. I do not listen to music in World War era times. Although I might be thinking of the gramophone. You know, I heard something really fascinating that in terms of technological advancement, between now and like the 90s, we have had such a technological gap that it would be more comparable to like, say, the 90s and, well, basically like ancient Egypt. And it's really fascinating to think that technology's jumped that high, and that might just be like an exaggeration, certainly, but I kind of believe it. I mean, we've come really far in terms of technology. And it's really kind of staggering, honestly. I mean, the fact that what we do right now, just playing video games, not to mention playing video games transmitted through cables, transmitted potentially wirelessly across the entire world so that other people can watch just for entertainment. There's so many degrees of that being, like, just science fiction compared to, like, you know, the 80s, the 90s. Because, of course, back then the internet kind of didn't exist, or it did, but it was in such a rudimentary state that it basically was unrecognizable. The closest thing you'd get is, you know, dial-up playing Doom, or like playing games via bulletin board, which that was an interesting thing to be a part of. But you know, we do so much nowadays that's just part of our everyday lives, and such simple stuff, mind you. It's just staggering, like how much of this a little while ago would have basically been considered, you know, something from Star Trek or something. Another great way to look at it is, I've heard, if you go back and look at any movie that was like before 95 or something like that, like 90% of them, the conflict could be completely avoided just by the fact that we have cell phones now. And a lot of the conflict was just created by the fact that most characters just could not get in touch with each other to explain themselves at a distance on the fly. And it's like, you know, that's kind of an interesting thought too. You know, it really does tell how the world has evolved and changed over the time. How close are we to the edge? We should be able to go and get that through here, hopefully. I really hate this part of snowballs, because bridges and rivers suck. I'm sorry to Jeff Bridges, he's an excellent actor, but his appearance in Animal Crossing and his relation to ball physics is terrible. I'm just gonna have to go watch The Big Lebowski after this just to apologize sincerely to him. Or Iron Man, although I don't think he was one of the better Iron Man villains. Or really any superhero villain. Like, that's the problem with superhero villains, is And pretty much every actual Iron Man villain, if you really think about it, but pretty much every superhero villain has one of those, you know, you're not so different from me because we're 1 degree different from each other, and the only thing that's really different from us is how we approach things and, like, how our choices and morality affect, but at the core base of our character, we are functionally, in terms of powers and abilities, the same. You know, and I always find that to be really boring. Like, yes, it's a great mirror look into, you know, you and I, we're the same character, and had things gone slightly differently, you could be the villain and I could be the hero, sure, but, you know, I think it's just really bad and cliche and not interesting to see. And I mean, that's pretty much every Iron Man villain, unless you count Tony Stark himself, which I think was one of the more interesting villains in Iron Man, just because, you know, he has to deal with, you know, his alcoholism and everything. And bear in mind, I'm someone who's never really read comics. The only comics I read were Sonic comics from Archie back in the 90s. But still, I know this stuff just because, you know, it's something that's glaringly obvious. Okay, I think that's a good snowman size. Average? Oh. Still, that means that this humble, incredibly average snowman will still send us some snowman stuff, and that's what's important. Because we need some more snowman stuff. Specifically the flooring, just so we can get a bigger bonus for every part of the snowman set we have. That's kind of what our key goal for snowmans are right now. I mean, I'd like to finish the set, but if I can only have one more part, the flooring would at least give us a bigger bonus. And we should head back to Nook's soon, because he's going to shut down in about 10 minutes. But, you know, we got time still. We've not really talked to any animals today. And that's okay, I guess. Most of them are asleep anyway. Because they go to bed real early at 9. Which is commendable. When my sleep schedule isn't messed up, I end up, like, working until 4 a.m. normally. And then get up, like, 4 hours later. Usually it's not great, but, you know, I enjoy what I do. I hope other people enjoy what I do. Because, you know, it's important someone enjoys my work on my channel and stream and stuff. But, I hope people enjoy what I do. I'm very excited. It is snowing. That means there's a potential for joyrides tomorrow, and I want more joyrides because they're awesome. Oh, we found another digging spot. Which means more fossils to go sell the Nook tomorrow. Awesome. I will exclaim, because that's how awesome this fossil is. We found some more bells. Now we just need to find some whistles and we're all set. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. We've already shaken all the trees around here. I guess we'll go back towards the museum and shake some more trees. Because there's got to be at least one more set of bees we haven't found. And it's probably going to be like right here where there's no room to maneuver, of course. Classic bees. That's just how bees would react. I think we've already shaken that tree. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I think we've already shaken trees in the museum sector. It will be nice to be finished with this lighthouse gig for Tortimer, just because it means I don't have to wait later to do my Animal Crossing videos. And on the bright side, we get a really cool thing for our house, which if we want to try and do that whole idea I had of like a model of the town, we kind of need the prize for helping him out. So it'll be cool to actually see the end result of that. Shake, shake, shake. Although we could not get the, what was it, Pokemon Pikachu or whatever from Liz because she's asleep again. Because she goes to bed so early. Let's barge in on Kitty. I really like that gold stereo. That's the second best stereo in the game, I think. Also, Regal bed, which looks quite nice. Like, I really like the cream sofa, that's why I own one, but it looks like it kind of matches the Regal set, so it kind of works well. Oh, you have a boyfriend now, well. No. I will take a piece of furniture for my fish. I don't care how angry you are, I'm not trading a fish for a shirt, that's a bad deal. Especially because the end result is I'm just going to sell it, so I want more bells. If you want to trade me bells for it, that would also be okay. Yeah, she's asleep. Crap. Oh, well. Let's go sell some stuff to Nook, I guess. Because I think we are running out of time. He's got like 9 minutes before his shop closes, I think. Can have that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Not bad. Alright, so we spent 30,000 bells, and we're already back basically up to being able to make a house payment if I wanted, but we'll hold off just because Red's going to be in tomorrow. And he might have something really cool for us. Come on, bees. I don't want you to sting me, I just want your prizes. And also perhaps some honey. Honey is delicious. Especially like that creamed pasteurized honey, none of that liquid nonsense. It has to be laid on thick. And it's super, super good on toast. I want some honey toast, damn it. I don't think we have any honey either. That sucks. Alright. Let's, Hey, Phyllis. I got all kinds of letters for you today. You know how it is. I will mail this. Have another. I have so many letters for you, Phyllis. You don't even know how many letters. Like 4. I do. I mail all this stuff at night. It's the best time because there's no rush for the post office. Usually because it's mostly closed, but in Animal Crossing, it is always open. Which is nice, you know, I like the idea of the post office being always open. But, we all know how I feel about the post office. Post office. Anyway, yeah. So, I think we're pretty much done for the day, honestly. Did we get our little, Yep, we got our snowman furniture. Let's go inside and see what it is, because I want to keep it a surprise for building up, some sort of mystery of, what the prize is. It's a sofa! Oh, that's a piece we don't have already. We're running out of room. But it kind of works like that, I guess. Oh, I'm trapped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That doesn't work quite as well as I would have hoped. Come on, magical dummy. I need you to move over for the moment. We're really going to have to clean up this house at some point. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits of the snowman set, plus the wallpaper, so 6. I believe there are 12 parts to the snowman set, including both the flooring and ceiling, so we're really only missing 6 parts, or something like that. I'll have to take a look later. Anyway, I think that will be it for today, so I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, we're going to be doing this again tomorrow and every other day, so follow the stream to know when we go live. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else that I do, which I suggest you do because there's a lot of awesome stuff on there. And if you really want to make my day, check out my Patreon, help support the show there so I can continue to do awesome things, both on Twitch and on YouTube. And that gets you into the Patreon supporters Discord, where we can talk about how awesome snowman furniture is, because it really is just awesome. And how awesome getting more gyroids will be tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.